Here, and it's time for episode 2 of Tea and Tutus. I know that I said last week I would have a different tea and tutu this week, but I'll be honest, I've been a bit frazzled and I've been busy working and getting ready for the convention coming up. So still the same black number, still the same green tea and elderberry, hopefully different things next week. I also did want to try to bring my Snow White dress on to kind of show everybody and break down the process of that, but that will have to be a live video for Instagram while I'm working on filling some of the holes as I finish up my con prep. So today I'm just going to talk about a few things as, again, getting ready for the convention, and something else that I'm going to be doing before or after, whatever the timeline is. This is pre-recorded. So I will post this after I do a fun little live 21 questions with my good friend Nathy Nico cosplay. I'll make sure to tag her in the comments, and then I will make sure to share everything over on Instagram so you can watch that video and then subscribe to her YouTube channel as well. So that's why I'm in this cute little casual Nami cosplay for that video. And yeah, so Holiday Matsuri coming up in how many days now? Today's Tuesday. We have a week. 7, 8, 9, 10 days. 10 days till the con, 9 days till I fly out. Because I fly out on Thursday, I almost always try to fly out the day before a convention, which is usually called day 0, just because it's easier for me when traveling out of state. So that's all happening. I will have Snow White. I will have hopefully a new version for Nami if I can get the dress ordered in time. It will be her purple dress from the Zoe arc. So one that wasn't very seen for very long. And then I am bringing Medusa from Soul Eater out of retirement and doing a cosplay with one of my con kids. They will be Krona. So super, super excited for all of that stuff. I posted my cosplay lineup on Instagram, and there will be some slight tweaks to it. I'm going to probably be wearing Snow White Saturday morning as well before I hop into Nami and host the One Piece meetup, just because Saturday is always the biggest day of the convention. There's literally 10 times the amount of people that show up on Saturday compared to Friday and Sunday for most cons. So that's going to be important for me to get as much, what's the word? Engagement with the dress, showing it off, I don't know. But Saturday I will be basically doing 5 outfit changes because I'll have Snow White that morning, Nami in the afternoon, oh, I guess only 4. Okay, it's not terrible. Nami in the afternoon, I'll be doing Harley Quinn for the bunny suit meetup that night, and then whatever outfit I decide to wear for the rave. So 4 outfit changes in a day isn't terrible. I know people who do way more than that, and they are brave for it. So yeah, Holiday Matsuri. Normally when I go to this convention, I'm not too focused on networking or anything like that, because this time last year, I was barely scraping by with 600 followers. Maybe only 500. I don't actually remember. I could probably look it up and find out. So I will take a different approach to the convention this year. My goal is to find people who are doing interviews, to be talking with and working with the cosplay guests that are there, hopefully, and I'm going to be trying to do some more videos and some more TikToks with people just for fun and to get my reach up, because that's super important. Follower count is going really well still. Gaining followers a couple every day, so that's awesome. And I don't have any projects right now just because it's the end of the year and this is the last convention. So nothing crazy going on as far as like cosplay plans or projects. I've got plenty of wigs to detangle and work on before the convention, and don't have much going on. I'm trying to figure out what else to talk about for the remainder of our time, because again, I do not have my Snow White skirt like I was wanting to show, because Yeah, I can, however, show you the bags of feathers that I've been working with. You can at least use something. This is my bag of junk. I say junk, that's ooh, that's what I could do. I need to see if I can make Nami's, what's it called? Blog post from leftover project stuff. Ooh, so we've got lots of loose fabric and we've got feathers. I have ordered, oh god, I don't know how many bags of these things. There's about, how many feathers were in each bag? About 500 feathers per bag. And that's how I eventually got to my count of 15,000 because of how many of those things I had ordered. Because there was an absurd amount. I remember when I first started the project last year, and I was fully convinced I only needed 8 bags of feathers for this whole thing. And that is just, that was not true. When I finally decided and figured out the best method to get the most coverage of the skirt and actually having to cover every inch of tulle with a feather, that's when I realized I was in way over my head and I would be ordering a lot more of these feathers. So there's a reason no one else has made this cosplay that way, because working with that many feathers and the process, there's no fast, speedy process to glue those feathers on. I'm literally taking a dab of hot glue, putting it on the feather, sticking it on the skirt, holding it on there until it sticks. And I also learned the hard way to use low temp glue gun instead of a high temp glue gun, because when I was using the high temp, it was basically just ruining the feathers and they weren't really sticking to the skirt and they were just more awkwardly stuck together, which when I was finishing the skirt, I realized how bad it was off when I started, and I was basically just pulling tons of feathers off, 5, 6, 7 feathers at a time that weren't even attached to the skirt. They had just been somehow glued to other feathers. So that was real fun to go back over and redo. And it's also one of the reasons why I'll be filling in some of those holes, just because, you know, it happens, feathers fall off. Surprisingly though, when I do wear the dress, you would think I'd be losing feathers left and right everywhere I walk. I've only lost about collectively maybe 50 to 100 feathers since I started wearing the dress like out as a cosplay. So that's not bad, all things considered. Considering I'm covered in 15,000 of them, only a few fall off when I walk around. I've also perfected the art of the lift and walk when it comes to a big skirt. I'm gonna try to get a different hoop skirt that has more structure to lift the dress a bit more, because that dress is also very heavy, or that skirt is with all those feathers. So it's not as heavy as you would probably expect or think, but it is heavier as a piece because I've added weight to it and a significant amount. So very fun for all that. So yeah, that's how Snow White happened. Be sure to catch that Instagram video live in the next couple days. I will be working on that and probably working on some wigs leading up to the convention. Sorry that I kind of just rambled this episode. Like I said, work has been busy. I work at Lush, which is really, really fun. And ooh, I just got an idea for another video. Good stuff. I will do tons of different videos on all the things. We're gonna go over body paint. I'm going to go over how I do some of my cosplay makeup looks, how I change my eyebrow colors because I do things a little differently than everyone else. I don't use glue on these babies, and I've got pretty dark eyebrows. So lots of ideas for future videos, which is good for me because this one was kind of meh at best, but I had fun. Hopefully you had fun as well. Definitely make sure to catch me next week for episode 3, and make sure to pop over to Nathy Nico's channel as well for our 21 questions later. I hope everyone has a great night, and I will see you next week.